Now, last week, Migori Governor Okoth Obado was arrested. And Obado spent 5 good days in the cells. And on Monday, Okoth Obado was released after paying 8.5 million Kenya shillings. A whooping 8.5 million Kenya shillings. Remember, Obado was arrested alongside the children, 3 of them. And they also paid fines ranging from 2.5 million to 3 million. And as if that was not enough, Obado was also barred from accessing his offices in Migori. And what matters was, on the day Okoth Obado was released, the ODM party invited all ODM elected and nominated members of the County Assembly of Migori to a meeting in Nairobi. And yesterday, that meeting took place. And the meeting made 2 resolutions. The first resolution was to impeach Migori Governor Okoth Obado. And the second resolution was to support the deputy governor Mahaga to take over the office. But the question which most Kenyans are asking, why is ODM trying to impeach Okoth Obado? Is it political? Is Okoth Obado the only corrupt governor in ODM strongholds? Because in Nyanza, we have 6 governors, and all of them are corrupt. And as a matter of fact, none of them has been barred from accessing their offices. And none of them has been dragged to the courts the way Obado has been dragged. But ODM party wants to achieve 5 political objectives. So I want us to look at the objectives which the ODM party wants to achieve by impeaching Okoth Obado. But before we do that, if you are watching this video for the first time, please take a second or 2 and click subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, you get notified. Now, let us get back to politics a bit. Migori County has 40 wards. ODM party won 27 of those 40, which means out of 40, 13 elected members of the County Assembly of Migori belongs to other political parties. Some of them allied to NASA, but I think Jubilee has 5, basically mostly from the Kuria region. So it means it will be easy for these guys to impeach Okoth Obado. But the question is, can they succeed? Because apart from the elected, ODM also has 15 nominated. So yesterday, they sent out invitation to, I think there were 42 MCS. And out of the 42, 37 of them turned up for that meeting. So that was a good signal. But can ODM succeed in impeaching Okoth Obado? The answer to that is yes and no. It is yes if the ODM's MCS will agree to that. But of course, the MCS can still go ahead and impeach Okoth Obado, and then still there's the Senate. So the Senate might decide not to allow that impeachment. But can they succeed? 2 reasons can affect that. Number 1 is that Okoth Obado will not be running for the gubernatorial seat in 2022. And because of that, most MCS would not see the importance of aligning themselves to Okoth Obado in 2022. So that's number 1. Number 2, politics is about interest. Most of these MCS belong to ODM. So as much as people say that ODM might have lost in Migori, the fact of the matter is, in the last election, when they really disturbed Obado, out of the 40, they still won 27. And the fact that Obado will not be a gubernatorial candidate, then most of these guys will look at their personal interest. But again, just like Mbadi said, it's not going to be easy to impeach Okoth Obado.
The impeachment quest.
We know it is not going to be easy because we are aware that there are attempts even to influence the MCS not to do that. But the party is pronouncing itself that the governor should be impeached.
All of a sudden somebody is being branded something. It is bad. That is my only concern for now, that we are heading towards a very, very bad direction.
For now, the die is cast as...
But why is Okoth Obado being impeached? Because for those who've been following the politics of this country, Okoth Obado was allied to the deputy president, William Samoei Ruto. That's on the record. But of late, Okoth Obado tried so much to align himself to Raila Odinga and to the BBI. In fact, during the BBI rally in Narok, it is only Okoth Obado who accompanied Raila Odinga to that meeting with the governors from that region. And most people had thought that Okoth Obado had actually mended fences with Raila Odinga. I also know that Okoth Obado had some issues with the Suna East Member of Parliament, Junet Mohammed, and also believed at some point this guy sorted out the issue. But Okoth Obado still has issues with Ochila Yako. But I also remember at some point, I met these guys discussing at a certain hotel. I don't know what they were discussing. But the politics around the impeachment is very complex. But what could be the political reasons for impeaching Okoth Obado? Before we get into that, yesterday I told you about this KenyanMatch.com. So please just take a second, just take a second, log into KenyanMatch.com so that you can find your matches. Now back to the main issue. Can Obado be successfully impeached? And what could be the motive of impeaching Okoth Obado? I have 5 reasons. Number 1, I think Okoth Obado is being impeached because he's perceived to be an ally of the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. After the last general election, Okoth Obado took William Ruto to Migori County. I think that was before the handshake. And he stated very clearly that he's going to do everything possible to take Ruto to the entire Nyanza region. So I think because of that, Okoth Obado is being punished. And remember, in central Kenya, one of William Ruto's key supporter, a governor, Ferdinand Waititu, was also reduced to 0. So I think Okoth Obado is being punished for associating with the Deputy President.
Kama gavana wenu, kama mtumishi wenu, nataka mnipatie ruhusa ya kutembea na naibu wa rais kila mahali ili watu wangu wa Migori County wapate maendeleo. Sitakuwa sawa? Hizi stories zingine mingi kama hii ya mamba ambayo iko hata kwa Biblia, nataka tuikemee kabisa kabisa. Hii mamba, Your Excellency, naona kama kuna wachache ambao wanataka kuniingiza kwa mdomo ya mamba. Nataka mniombee, watumishi wa Mungu ambao wako hapa. Nataka mniombee zaidi ili hiyo mamba isinimeze.
And of course, of late, Okoth Obado tried to appear as if to be very close with Raila Odinga and to be very close with the BBI. These guys have intelligence. That's the fact. The system has intelligence. So they know everything. And of course, anybody who's been following Obado's politics, you'll realize that as much as Obado was deeply involved in the Building Bridges Initiative campaigns, working very closely with Raila Odinga, his allies, his friends from Migori, most of them are known to me, were actually meeting and organizing events for the Deputy President. So probably Obado is being punished because of the mistakes of his known allies. So that's number 1. Number 2, I think it's all about the Luo succession politics. And it's serious. I want you to take a look or a walk to Luo Nyanza politics. Who do you think can succeed Raila Odinga? Let's get names. There is Babu Owino. Babu Owino is young, charismatic, he understands politics, but still he can't fit the shoe. Who next? James Orengo. James Orengo can fit the shoe, but he's being disqualified on age. Age is not favoring James Orengo. Can we talk of the governor for Siaya? Rasanga. I don't think he can go beyond Siaya. What about Anyang' Nyong'o? Maybe yes, but Anyang' Nyong'o is still interested in the second term, his gubernatorial seat. Who else? Can we talk of the Homa Bay governor? Huyo naye anaenda nyumbani. People are just waiting for him to go home. So Obado was the only governor remaining as a potential successor to Raila Odinga. In fact, if the constitution was going to be changed so that we were going to have a regional governor, I don't think there was someone who was willing or who had an upper hand than Okoth Obado. In the last election, so many people were locked out based on this same succession politics. Jakoyo Midiwo was locked out because there are people who felt that Jakoyo Midiwo had a chance of succeeding Raila Odinga. So Jakoyo Midiwo had to be kicked out. He was forcefully rigged out. And as a matter of fact, at some point, he was given the ODM ticket. But Jakoyo said, unless you give Gombo and and my team, I'm not taking. So that's how Jakoyo Midiwo did not make it back. What about Owalo? How many people here understand why Owalo was fought after working very closely with Raila Odinga? Because I've studied this politics. There was nobody who was as close as Eliud Owalo to Raila Odinga. There was nobody who was as close to Raila Odinga as Eliud Owalo. Nobody. But Eliud Owalo was also just destroyed before the last general election. Because some of these people thought, the deep state within Nyanza thought that Owalo was emerging and he was likely to take over from Raila because he had also decided to contest for the Langata parliamentary seat, a seat which originally was being occupied by Raila Odinga. So this guy crushed him. So Obado is being crushed. So up to now, the Luo Nyanza succession politics is a bit confusing to me. I don't know who is likely to succeed. Should Raila Odinga decide, okay, I'm now not going to run, can someone take over? So I'm looking at Okoth Obado's impeachment as part of that. Because the fact is, if Okoth Obado will be impeached, many of his friends are going to desert him. He will not have the platform, which you, of course, he will gain a bit of sympathy. So the question is, where is Waititu today? Gone. That's exactly how Obado is going to go into the political oblivion. So I am sure the Luo succession politics is playing a part in Okoth Obado's impeachment. Number 3 is the Migori gubernatorial seat election in 2022. ODM party wanted Uchila Yako. ODM party in Migori in 2013 wanted Professor Kongo Yugi. Migori Obado defeated Kongo Yugi. In 2017, ODM party actually wanted Uchila Yako. Again, Obado crushed Uchila Yako and forcefully took the ODM ticket. In 2022, Uchila Yako now has a chance because Uchila Yako is now the senator, but he wants to be the governor. But still, there's a fear that Obado might actually groom someone else to take over from him. Because Obado is also one of the governors who had a plan of either running for a senatorial seat in Migori or a parliamentary seat. Actually, Obado is planning to run as a senator in 2022, if not as a member of parliament for Uriri constituency. The idea behind that is that he has been in power and he wants a place of influence. And the thinking is that if Obado contests for either Senate or a member of parliament, then he has a chance of being nominated as a cabinet secretary. And by the way, I need to do a video of some of these governors who wants to run either as a member of parliament or as a senator in the hope that they'll be nominated as cabinet secretaries. So Obado is planning to do that. But the fear is that with his influence, Obado has the money. They have looted. He has the money. He has the influence. And again, his politics of goonship is also very lethal in Migori. So there's fear that Obado might still decide and influence the person who becomes the next governor in 2022. So the time to finish him is now. And number four, I think the ODM party and Raila Odinga have finally decided to crush Obado completely. Robert Greene, in his 48 laws of power, is advising us very clearly that when you decide to crush your enemy, crush them completely. And again, in the art of war, you can only go into a war when you are sure of winning. ODM party did not venture into serious wars with the Migori governor Okoth Obado, because doing that earlier would have meant Obado was going to defeat them. And now Okoth Obado has this corruption case. Okoth Obado is also facing the Sharon Otieno case. 2 cases, very serious cases. And to make matters worse, Obado has also been barred from accessing his office. So he won't have any influence. So the ODM party has now decided this is the time to crush this man. This man has given us a lot of problem and hell. So we are going to deal with him now. So I think they are applying the 48 laws of power, law 15, which tells us that you must crush your enemy. But again, you can only venture into a war when you are sure of the outcome. So they've realized that because Okoth Obado is currently down, that's the moment to destroy him completely. And lastly, number 5, I think ODM party had lost its reform credentials. People have been referring to ODM party as a sanitizer. Raila Odinga has been referred to as one who is sanitizing the corrupt. I want to ask you a question. Assuming ODM party came out clearly and stated that they are going to stand with Okoth Obado, what kind of tweet do you think Kipchumba Murkomen would have tweeted? What kind of tweet do you think Tanga guys Dennis Itumbi would have tweeted? They have called Raila Odinga sanitizer, the laundry. So now they can't do that because ODM has decided that they want to regain the credentials, the reform credentials, a party which is against corruption. And I'm told in Nyanza, there are 2 governors, Okoth Obado and another one, who is likely to be arrested in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And this governor is also going to go home. So the idea behind that is to sanitize the ODM party, to help ODM party regain its lost credentials as a pro-reform party. I don't know what to think, but that's my take. The question is, do you think Okoth Obado can be impeached successfully by the ODM party? Let me know your thoughts on that. Thank you guys, and please may you enjoy your day.